We are the Women of Crypto Art. We are here to represent all women of crypto art. We're here today to show beautiful initiatives that are going on in this space. We're bringing a few samples of many that are going on. We are here to speak of the beautiful situation that we have brought to the blockchain. We are bringing new ideas, new initiatives, and many souls to this space. I am Gisel Florez, co-founder of Women of Crypto Art. We have started this collaboration of women who are here to bring something different, to be the starters of something new, of a tradition that has been going on for a while with women breaking into the norms of society. We are establishing ourselves for the growth of this space. We are all here disruptors. We are all starting something new, bringing a voice to those who don't usually have them, and bringing diversity and equality throughout the space. So I am here to present amazing women here. We have Sasha Stiles, we have Elise Swopes, we have Maryam Moosvi. Everybody has projects that we are working on and expanding to support and bring diversity and community together in this space. So here I'm going to go to our slide, celebrating community. We are representing all continents. We have 40 countries speaking with us here. I would love to bring attention and celebration to the artists that have established the crypto art presence, have been breaking these boundaries from the start. There's women who are my inspirations and inspirations to the space. There's coin artists with Neon District. There's we have Josie Bellini has brought so much interviews of all the interesting aspects growing this space. We have other crypto artists. There's so many that I wish could be on this stage with us today. There's Marjan Mohaghedin, there's Gala Mirza. There's so many crypto artists who have come before me who are all should be represented in this space today. And in addition, all the women pioneers who have started, who have made a name for themselves within the arts, within the fine arts. There's, Vera Molnar, there's Yoko Ono, there's an incredible amount of beautiful women that have brought unique ideas and strength into creation and to what we see as art in general. So I am here to focus. We are here to focus on the inclusion, the discovery, the support of more female, anybody who identifies. We are very inclusive to diversity and to all aspects of the female and women in general. We are here to connect as far as families, like our biological and our connections to collectors, to other artists, to independent thinkers. So here we have very little time to speak of all these huge moments. So I'm going to start by the first project that brought us all together. There was talk of wanting a space where we could all speak together and we could have communication of how our experiences in crypto are in this technologically advanced space is. It's usually a bit difficult to have a voice and to have the confidence with others to be able to bring new ideas forward. So crypto art, the Women of Crypto Art, WOCA, was established especially for that, for the connection between all of us to become stronger. We have brought this idea of this Arcana tarot. We made this interactive tarot right in the beginning Daniela Doodles had this great idea. She's like, you know what? I would love to start this project with tarot, but I'm not sure where to start. And, I was like, there's a bunch of women going around that are also loving the occult, and we can all speak together and start talking and see where we can make this happen. So we put together a group. We started forming this group. We started forming the Women of Crypto Art. I'm a co-founder. There's many, many women who are part of it and want to bring their own vision to it. And I would love to bring attention to these women here that all have a very strong, specific vision that they'd like to bring to the space. This one in particular was our first. It went on async. It's a programmable artwork. It will go on past our lives. Every day there's an automatic reading for the day, which is universally accessible through anybody, and it can even be plugged into any website. We are a collaboration that's decentralized. We are trying to have voices be equal throughout all of our space. And this was our first project, which was really amazing, purchased by MetaPurse, which is going to be doing the Dreamverse tomorrow. And we are all super excited. And to have the blockchain disperse the funds automatically to every family that was part of this project, it was mind-blowing for all of us. And it's just the beginning. Sarah.
Hi, everyone. I'm Maryam Moosvi. Sing on? Yeah? Okay. Hi, I'm Maryam Moosvi, and I'm the founder of Terra Digital Collective. And TDC started as a digital strategy consultancy long before it was a collective. I was working in film distribution. I still do. I work with independent animation, films of Studio Ghibli, just anime and independent European animation. And during the theatrical shutdowns last year, I realized the digital communities that I've worked with on the animation front, something was happening in the crypto art space that had the same community feel. And it was a moment where I could look back and take everything I had learned about connecting audiences to projects that they absolutely loved, that they were inspired by, and really apply that to born digital art on the blockchain. And in that same moment, one of the main reasons I started working was to give a voice and lend support to women, to people who had technological or linguistic barriers to minting on the blockchain, and really expand the scope of what was possible in terms of the communities that were, the nascent communities that were just starting to form last year and obviously had been around, but really starting to grow last year. And so over the past year, that has led to an interest in DAO structures. The digital strategy consultancy still operates. There's a gallery program attached to it, but really what TDC is becoming is an on-chain collective, and a collective of both artists and collectors who are really interested in using this technology to support artists in a new way and to create new structures to bring these artworks and these artists to the world, that in a way that moves away from just the marketplace. And so that's something that I would like to bring to WOCA now, actually, as part of NFT.NYC. I've already worked with 2 DAOs. One is Protean DAO, which is for the stewardship of time-based media art and born digital art on the blockchain, and really about creating conservation best practices. And then also Agenda DAO, which is for trans and non-binary artists in the space so that there's a community to plug into and actually support those voices in a meaningful way. But with WOCA, the details will be forthcoming, but the funding will happen on tdc.mirror.xyz. I love Mirror as a platform. It's incredible what you can do with combining NFTs and ERC20 tokens and governance tokens. And so we will actually have a small group of individuals who will help fund this grant and then also help determine how those funds are used and the pathways that we can provide as a community to support women artists in this space. So I'm very excited, and please, you can scan this QR code to connect with the gallery, and you can also reach me on Twitter. So thank you all.
Next, we have Elise.
Thanks. Hi, everybody. How are you? My name is Elise Swopes. I am an entrepreneur, founder of Swopes LLC, and an artist. I'm actually from Chicago, Illinois, but I moved to New York on March 16th, 2020. So it's been interesting, to say the least, to move into a brand new city during COVID. But a little background about me as a person. Like I said, I grew up in Chicago, actually the suburbs. So if you're from Chicago and you're asking me, what school did you go to? I'm going to say the suburbs. But if you're not from Chicago or Illinois, I will say Chicago. But I grew up in the suburbs of Gurnee, Illinois. I learned illustrations and Photoshop when I was about 10 years old. I actually owned my first website when I was 12 and taught myself HTML, CSS. And I was awarded quite a bit of things in middle school. I even became the person who created MySpace layouts for all the people in my class. I actually was paid in McDonald's cheeseburgers. So I'd say it was probably the first step in my entrepreneurship, experience. But no, I eventually barely passed high school, and I went to Columbia College in Chicago. It's an art school for broadcast journalism, and I wanted to be a VJ on TRL. And TRL was still a show on MTV at the time. But I ended up actually dropping out after my first semester because there was just something about being in a classroom that I just didn't like. I wanted to be in the street. I wanted to mess up. I wanted to fail. I just wanted to experience and to, just be in the world. And so I dropped out after my first semester. And of course, that wasn't the best thing to people around me. There was a lot of doubt and fear. But in my heart, I just knew that I was an artist and I just wanted to do my own thing. So after I dropped out, I actually signed up for Instagram eventually. And this is, being a college dropout, your parents aren't really going to support you too much. You're probably not going to find the best job. So I was struggling quite a bit, and I had a broken iPhone 4, and I didn't have a laptop. I didn't have a camera or anything like that, but I had this broken iPhone 4, and I had Instagram, this free platform that was just starting, and there was this wonderful community on Instagram of artists and creatives and iPhone photographers that were just having fun and doing it for the love of the art. And so I started creating iPhone art with what I had. And so I was doing that consistently for about a year maybe, or a couple months, until Instagram chose me as a suggested user. And a suggested user at the time was a suggested user list at the time was really just a list of people that Instagram would suggest to say, these are the people who are creating fun stuff. Get inspired. This is what we're trying to do. So that inspired me quite a bit, getting thousands of followers a day. That'll really push you into an inspired direction. So I took advantage of that, and I built a brand and a business for myself consistently through surrealistic art and creating with my iPhone. So I've spoken at the Apple Store 5 times, or four or five. I think 5th was during COVID online, where I worked with Girls Who Code. I've also traveled all over the world, from Paris to Tokyo to Dubai, just on the pure amazing rush of my iPhone art. I've also been on vacation with Will and Jada Pinkett Smith. That was fun. I got to take over Jada's Instagram and help her with her content creation. But yeah, life has been pretty interesting, and I'm actually back in school now, which is amazing. I'm finishing my bachelor's degree. After all this time, I was awarded life credit from my college by all of the accomplishments I've had outside of school. So next year, I will be a college grad. Thank you. But back into NFTs a little bit, just so now you know about me as a person, as an artist. But that piece up there, that waterfall piece, was my first piece on Super Rare. It sold for 11 ETH, and that was definitely a rush and a high for me because, you know, being a digital artist who creates solely with their iPhone, this was just a great entryway for me, and it just made me happy that people in the community really supported me and believed in my art. And so since then, I've sold over 80 ETH of art on Super Rare, which is approximately about 300,000 at this point, I think, dollars. So hopefully, let's go. Let's keep it rising. Let's go. Because the thing about me and being a Black woman in this space especially is there's not a lot of Black women artists on Super Rare. So I was in the top 100 for a little bit, the only Black women. And then kind of came down as people are selling more and more, right? So we want to get me back up there just to represent. So I've dropped a couple new pieces recently. But I also had a really fun collection on Nifty Gateway. I partnered with a conservationist in Somalia, and we had so many like one-on-one conversations about, you know, what is it like being on the ground? Because if you know anything about my work, I add giraffes to my art a lot. I've been doing that for over a decade. So for me, you know, Nifty Gateway is it's an amazing platform. It's one of the OGs in NFTs. And so I wanted to make sure that I was educating people on giraffe displacement, but also, you know, making some really fun art. So I used their images of giraffes. I traveled to 6 different cities to displace myself, be very uncomfortable. It was very hard. So I edited these different locations, put giraffe in there, and edited it entirely with my phone. And that collection sold out, which I'm really happy about, and we got to donate a good amount of money to that conservation. And then also, am I over? Am I over? Am I still going on time? Okay, good. I trust you. I see really 7. Yeah, I'm good. Okay, I see 7 here, so I'm not sure where that's counting from.
That's our total.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, good. Awesome. So Swopes Gallery, just to jump back into it, is another of my babies. Swopes.gallery, you can visit with any in any URL, but Swopes.gallery is my gallery that I created with CryptoVoxels, and it's got the first floor, that's my gallery with all my artists, and the second floor is like affirmations that I created. Excuse me, we got affirmations that I created, which are really, is this the time we have left?
Yeah.
Why is that? Why? How did that happen? Anyway, whatever. I visit my gallery, Swopes.gallery. I also have my Sunrise NFTs that I'm doing. That I shot 365 of those, and then I'm also creating this thing called NFT Embassy, which is a database for BIPOC artists and also LGBTQIA artists. It's just a database for licensed therapists, licensed lawyers, CPAs to really onboard artists. Thank you.
So we have the funds, we have the data sourcing, and now we have Sasha Stiles bringing poetry.
Great. Hi, everyone. My name is Sasha Stiles. I'm an artist. I'm also an AI researcher, and I do a lot of work at the intersection of text and technology. I work quite a lot with natural language processing, and I write a lot about what it means to be human in a nearly post-human era. And even though this is an NFT event, I feel I should probably mention I actually have a book on these themes, a physical book of poetry and visual art coming out later this month. It's called Technology, which is a combination of technology and poetic elegy. And it's been endorsed by Ray Kurzweil and others. So if you're interested in crypto, poetry, post-humanism, and all these things, I hope you'll check it out. So I've been making digital poetry and multimedia poetry for many years now, and I've really come to think that poetry is a form of technology. Poets are engineers of language, and poems are essentially little machines for making emotion and making meaning. And I think that ultimately poetry is, one of the most reliable data storage solutions that humans have ever invented. I mean, it's a system, where we use devices like meter and rhyme and rhythm and assonance to make information memorable. It's a system that helps us preserve information in a way that makes it almost impossible to forget. So, in a way, I believe that poetry is the original blockchain And that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited to be here to share a sneak peek at Poetry's new home in the metaverse, which is launching very soon on November 11th, 11/11. The Verseverse, accessible now for a little sneak preview at theverseverse.com. So the Verseverse is a literary gallery where poems are works of art and language is limitless. It's founded by a trio of women poets, Callan Iwamoto, who's an amazing conceptual writer, does a lot of work involving the infrastructure of the blockchain. Ana Maria Caballero, who's an incredible award-winning poet, who's actually here today and is exhibiting some of her new work at Dreamverse, and myself. And we are really fortunate to have Gisel as our founding art advisor, so it's a pretty incredible crew. The Verseverse is a curated cross-chain gallery, and we're bringing together the most exciting poetry that's being created today in crypto. And it's both from poets who are already well-established in the NFT world, as well as critically acclaimed voices who are coming to the blockchain for the very first time. So that's really exciting. It's our mission to onboard folks who are interested, but who might be a little intimidated or unsure how to get involved. And we're bringing them on board and pairing them with incredible crypto artists as well. So our inaugural collection, which again will be available to collect starting on November 11th at theverseverse.com, includes award-winning poet Julie Marie Wade, work by Guggenheim Fellow Denise Duhamel, work by a legendary experimental poet named Christian Book, many others, incredible poetic innovators, Merchant Coppola, Sarah Ridgely, Pierre Gervois, R.S. Vetier, and artwork from Rose Jackson, Linda Dunia, Vanessa Coleman, many others. I also want to say quickly that the Verseverse is home to GenText, which is a project that's very near and dear to my heart. It's a series of limited edition drops that celebrate the craft and the creativity of AI-powered generative text. And we're doing this in partnership with James Yu and his company Pseudowrite. He's one of the co-founders, and Pseudowrite is an amazing cutting-edge platform that gives writers access to the GPT-3 language model, and it's an incredible tool for experimentation. Each GenText drop is a collaboration between a poet, an artist, and an AI, all working together to create next-gen text-based art. So we're really excited about it. Every drop will feature 12 visual poems in editions of 10. The first drop is actually a collaboration between me and Gisel. We've been working on it, and we're very excited to share that soon. There's going to be a preview up at theverseverse.com in the coming days, so you can take a peek. And second drop will be Callan Iwamoto in collaboration with Rose Jackson. Third drop will be Ana Maria Caballero in collaboration with Ivona Tao, and more to come soon. So we're really excited. Please, please join us on theverseverse.com now. Take a peek through and help us spread the word. We're at the Verseverse on Twitter and Instagram, and it's been truly a labor of love working on this project, and we are so excited to share it with you and to explore the future of poetry. Thanks.
So excited for that. And we also are speaking for YAM, which isn't here, but World of Women.
Yeah, unfortunately, Yam can't be here because of COVID restrictions and travel restrictions. But Yam, she's an OG. Her name is Yam Karkai. And World of Women, if you guys, I'm speaking for her because I have 4 of them. I minted at launch, so it's very exciting. I've got the 4 here. And I'm very happy about it because the floor is high. But World of Women is a collection of women NFTs. They're each unique digital collectibles living on the Ethereum blockchain. And they're widely provably rare, which is really important to a lot of people. And the whole collection is a work of Yam in her signature hand style. And it's made with Procreate and Adobe Illustrator. And her mission has always been to highlight and empower women, which is very important to all of us up here, right? And to bring in more diversity and inclusivity in NFTs. And while NFTs are really cool, some are rare, some are very rare, and some are very exceptional. So the fun thing about it, they do create wonderful art, but they also fund a lot of really wonderful projects. So they fund She's the First, which is a local solutions to educate and empower girls across the world. And they also help Too Young to Wed, which fights against the barbaric practice of child marriage. And then also they help one of our community members, Strain Cynthia. They are actually suffering from severe ME, also known as chronic fatigue syndrome. So they also assist them with hospital bills and medical bills. So, and if you want to learn more, go to worldofwomen.art. Thanks.
I am so excited for all the fundraising that is going on within the crypto art, within the women of crypto art. There's just so many independent projects that are all funding so many important situations going on through the world that need help. Speaking of collectibles, I am going to speak about my art really fast. So these are collectibles collections that I have started from day one on blockchain. The I Can, We Can Exist was the first physical hybrid collection that I ever created, and it was given out to in an art salon in Williamsburg in 2019, telling people all the excitement that I was learning in the blockchain. I was so excited to present it to the art world, the traditional art world that was present at the time. And everybody thought it was pretty nuts. And I was like, well, you can keep the physical as an artwork, and you could scan it if you wish to enter the blockchain. And then the second collection was actually presented at NFT.NYC, the last one that was happening. Known Origin had presented this light piece, is a photography piece that I shot in camera of Times Square, and it was displayed here in Times Square. And I made a fractionalized collectible, physical collectible of slides that I gave out on that day to most of the leaders that were around during NFT.NYC. What I noticed at the time when I was there was that there was very few women in the space, in the audience, in anywhere. So I'm so glad to bring a lot more excitement to women for this panel, for the future of blockchain, trying to bring a lot of confidence and strength to women who might be still shy about entering, or any, the initiative of bringing technology to all the people, to everybody, and not fear it. Is huge for the whole half of the population that has been kind of conditioned otherwise. I have such respect for women who have gone past that fear and really change the norm and the boundaries and are constantly moving forward here.
Well, I'm so glad that you're actually in this space. Hello, everyone. I'm Sade Benoit from ABC. And I'm actually taking over here. We've got some Eyewitness News fans out here. Good to hear. But I'm taking over hosting duties here. And one, I think it is just so important to be in this space, which is why I wanted to be here today, and certainly amplifying women. And I love what you were just talking about, that you didn't really see a lot of people, a lot of women in this space, which is so important because there are some artists who are here, like your story, which I thought was wonderful. Yeah. You found yourself in this open space. How do I create this platform? Certainly with Instagram. And then it went from there. You found your passion. But I think it really is about having that collective voice. And, we've been talking about sort of the NFT place, the crypto space, and how it's such a welcoming environment. So your voice is so needed today. So thank you so much for coming, and all of you ladies.
Thank you. Yeah,
thank you. Thank you.